Universal Center for Renovation presents Historical and Biblical Israelites. This is strictly for educational purposes and commentary of biblical and secular historical literature. So enjoy. There are more things in heaven and earth. Part 1. Unmanned aerial vehicle. An unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, or unmanned aircraft system, UAS, commonly known as a drone, is an aircraft with no human pilot, crew, or passengers on board. UAVs were originally developed through the 20th century for military missions to, quote-unquote, dull, dirty, or dangerous for humans, and by the 21st, they had become essential assets to most militaries. As control technologies improved and costs fell, their use expanded to many non-military applications. These include aerial photography, area coverage, precision agriculture, forest fire monitoring, river monitoring, environmental monitoring, weather observation, policing and surveillance, infrastructure inspections, smuggling, product deliveries, entertainment, and drone racing. Drones could probably be classified into two different classifications: those which are made for commercial use, and the top secret exotic technology drones, whose existence is withheld from the general public. AI Overview. The idea of a breakaway civilization is a hypothesis that suggests the existence of advanced societies and entities whose technology and existence may challenge our current understanding of civilization and progress. Some books and other works that explore the concept of breakaway civilizations include The Breakaway Civilization Hypothesis, UAP Origins, Origin, the 19th Century Emergence of the 20th, Sauces, Swastikas, and Psyops, A History of a Breakaway Civilization. Some say that the concept of a breakaway civilization is enticing, but also sinister, and that it can give the reader chills. Others say that the book is entertaining, but not a serious read, and that it has a dubious bibliography. There are restrictions on the publications of this material to the general public, but there are whistleblowers and insiders that have leaked some information on advanced and exotic technology. 2024 United States drone sightings. The 2024 United States drone sightings began in mid-November, when numerous reports began circulating about large, unidentified drones appearing at night over several counties in the state of New Jersey. Reported sightings later occurred in New York and Pennsylvania, and eventually in several other states, primarily in the Northeast, but additional reports and military confirmed events were noted across the southern states, the Midwest, western mountain states, and the Pacific coast. The reported sightings, largely unconfirmed, have sparked concern and confusion among residents and prompted action from local, state, and federal authorities. 2024 United States drone sightings. States in which drone sightings were reported during December 2024 as of December 18th, 2024. Orbs, plasma orbs, or plasmoids are identified as UFOs and UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. There is a biblical basis, an historical basis, and a scientific basis for UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. In the Bible or Tanakh, they are mentioned as part of the angelic forces of the Most High, and they have always existed with man and interacted in the most important events in human history. KJV, 2 Chronicles 16:9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in their behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. These plasma orbs are alive and they are angelic, and the scientific community describes them as a type of life form. They are a type of the eyes of the Most High, and they travel everywhere throughout the earth and beyond without restrictions. KJV, 1 Corinthians 15:40. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. KJV, 1 Corinthians 15:41. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. The universe is teeming with spiritual life, seen and unseen, if we have the eyes to see and understand what we are looking at. AI Overview. In the Bible, Baruch 3:34 says, He called the stars, and they promptly answered. They took their places and gladly shone to please the one who made them. According to the Bible, the Most High talks to the stars, and they not only hear him, but they reply as living beings. Scientists have discovered that stars are alive and are conscious entities. Baruch 3:34. The stars shined in their watches and rejoiced when he called them. They say, Here we be. And so with cheerfulness they showed light unto him that made them. It is possible for the stars to say, Here we be, because the stars are actually living beings, and this is a literal statement. Plasma physics. Plasma, from ancient Greek, plasma, moldable substance, is one of four fundamental states of matter, the other three being solid, liquid, and gas, characterized by the presence of a significant portion of charged particles in any combination of ions or electrons. It is the most abundant form of ordinary matter in the universe, mostly in stars, including the sun, but also dominating the rarefied intracluster medium and intergalactic medium. Plasma can be artificially generated, for example, by heating a neutral gas or subjecting it to a strong electromagnetic field. The stars in our sun is made out of plasma, the same substance as the flying orbs that are seen in the skies, along with the drones. Plasma is the fourth state of matter, fire. A celestial fire is not an earthly fire, which is composed of the gaseous state of matter. Plasma is living and a form of life and is sentient. The exosphere is the uppermost layer, where the atmosphere thins out and merges with outer space. Just below the exosphere is the thermosphere. The thermosphere is uninhabited, with the exception of the International Space Station and the Qingong Space Station, or Chinese Space Station. encounters with plasma orbs in the astronauts are a documented fact. Scientific research in academic publisher, Journal of Modern Physics, Volume 15, Number 3, February 2024. Extraterrestrial life in the thermosphere, plasmas, UAP, pre-life, fourth state of matter. Journal of Applied Mathematics and Physics. 1. Introduction. UAP and extraterrestrial, electromagnetic, plasmas. Interstellar space and the upper atmosphere of Earth are permeated by plasmas. Plasmas are believed to constitute a fourth state of matter and may represent a form of pre-life or inorganic, non-biological life. As detailed in this report, figures 1 through 26, pulsating, glowing plasmas up to 1 kilometer in size and behaving similarly to simple multicellular organisms have been filmed over 200 miles above Earth within the thermosphere by 10 separate space study missions. STS-48, STS-75, STS-80, STS-96, STS-101, STS-106, STS-115, STS-119, STS-123. These plasmas descend into the lower atmosphere of Earth and when observed may have been classified as an unidentified aerial phenomenon, or as some prefer, anomalous phenomenon. Two, plasmas, space shuttles, astronauts, fighter pilots, UFOs, UAPs. These plasmas may have been first photographed in the 1940s, identified as Foo Fighters by U.S., Japanese, and German pilots, and observed by astronauts beginning in the 1960s, and may have been recently filmed by military pilots and classified as unidentified aerial phenomenon. Given the attraction to electromagnetic and other powerful sources of energy, and their responsiveness to radio signals and sources of heat, it is likely these plasmas may account for at least some of the anecdotal UAP sightings as recorded by U.S. Department of Defense Unidentified Anomalous Reporting System. Over nuclear power plants, the areas above and surrounding Hiroshima and Nagasaki, destroyed by atomic bombs in 1945, and Fukushima Prefecture, site of a major nuclear power plant accident in 2011, and for numerous reports of UAPs approaching and following planes. These plasmas have been filmed swarming toward and congregating by the hundreds around satellites, generating electromagnetic activity into the thermosphere, and observed approaching and appearing outside the windows of NASA space shuttles. For example, STS-75, while filming these plasmas, recorded a garbled conversation with NASA's mission control and reported that plasma was approaching the shuttle. NASA dismissed the sightings as just reflections. The STS-75 commander disagreed. "I'm looking out in front of the orbiter. No, There are 3 objects. The one down at the bottom is the one we initially saw. It started over window 8, then quickly moved towards upper windows. We tracked it through windows 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it's outside window 5. It's moving away. And then Mission Control changed the subject. STS-115 reported and filmed a similar encounter, the commander describing them as translucent, flexible, not a solid object, metallic, but not made of metal, and giving off light and glowing, before NASA's Mission Control changes the subject. The STS-115 commander states, "The best way I can describe it as some kind of reflective cloth, some type of metallic-looking type of cloth, a structure which is definitely not rigid. It's not a solid metal structure." Not a solid metal structure, quote unquote. Their ability to change shape and direction, speed up and slow down, and produce a glowing illumination. On May 15th, 1963, while riding a Mercury capsule on its final orbit of a 22-orbit journey around the world, astronaut Gordon Cooper reported a glowing greenish object that was rapidly approaching. On June 4th, 1965, astronauts Ed White and James McDivitt spotted a huge metallic object, quote unquote, approaching the Gemini orbiter. Five, lifelike plasmas in the thermosphere. Plasma-like entities, plasmas, engaging in simple lifelike behavior, have been filmed and observed via the naked eye and filmed during 10 different space shuttle missions, including approaching and appearing outside spacecraft windows and swarming towards satellite. More to come.